From the historic capital of open-wheel racing, Indianapolis, Indiana, it's USAC Unleashed. And now, stumping the loud pedal, ripping the lip, and letting her eat, here are your hosts, Dirty Dan and the Photo Man.
Woo! Here we are on another episode of USAC Unleashed, radio on the Performance Motorsports Network. This is Dirty Dan and my sidekick over here beside me, the Photo Man, Rich Foreman. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good tonight. How are you doing?
Oh, you're going to actually talk to me now?
Yeah, and I'll talk to you now.
Oh, okay, because the recorders are rolling, right? How you been doing this weekend, brother?
Man, it's been a busy week, I tell you. If it isn't for the work here, it's the little one wearing me out, and I'm starting to get a little bit of cabin fever, ready to go to some racing.
Speaking of cabin fever, I was able to get out of the house this weekend, man. So, you can't keep throwing the USAC races up in Florida down there at me anymore.
Right.
And Mr. TJ Crawford, the Tommy Leah Racing. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm all jacked up on some nitro, so I'm ready to go.
All jacked up on nitro. We got some news about liquid nitro too. And behind the boards, Mr. Bob Steele. How you doing tonight, Mr. Bob?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm working on something new here. It's like the Marlboro Man Symphony.
You scare me when you start making those Star Wars sounds, man.
It's all about the cool technology. I've got like 12 keyboards here, and it takes a harmonic sample of your voice. And well, never mind. I'll explain it to you later. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing awesome.
You contracting through the NSA now?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have the inside skinny on your last 8 phone calls, and you should be ashamed of number 7.
I'm not ashamed of anything. All right, let's move on to some racing news here and some USAC news. Big news tonight, guys. We got a new sponsor on board with us tonight, Infinity Shocks out of Kokomo, Indiana. Rich, tell me a little bit about Infinity.
Yeah, Infinity Shocks here in Kokomo, Indiana. It's a small little shock company run by AJ, and he's got a guy that helps him out that I know quite well. So they've come on board, and we look forward to working with them in the future.
Going to be a lot of cool things come out of that deal, that's for sure. As a matter of fact, a couple of our guests tonight are Infinity Shock guys, so I'm sure we'll get to talk about that. But we're going to be going live dates, guys. I promised you guys some news about our live shows this year. We're not quite ready to release the full schedule yet, but we have the I dotted. We're just trying to cross the T to make all this happen. Big news, Eastern Storm, but actually it's expanded, and we're looking at a lot more stuff this year. So just as soon as that's finalized, we'll get it out there. But we're going to be giving away a bunch of free liquid nitro products at No Way Out 40 and at Lawrenceburg and Terre Haute on April 5th and 6th for the USAC openers here in Indiana. So make sure you get with us on that. Once again, the Pro Glide 25% off discount is in full effect again this week. And I want to give a big shout out to Jamie Lomax for beating that 1G down at Brownstown last Saturday night. But some major news coming out of the racing world. We've lost another good one, guys. Rich, we've lost Gary Bentonhausen.
Yeah, it's a shame to see, a guy that's meant so much to our sport and a legend in the sport, and it's definitely sad to see him go.
Well, that's definitely true. This guy was a true gas man who would literally tape his hand to the wheel after he had his wreck and got paralyzed, and just did anything he could to race because he loved it, and those are the people that we love. So we're really going to miss him.
That is a fact. He was one of my heroes growing up, and will continue to be that way. He was a true racer's racer and a working man behind the wheel. So if we can, Producer Bob, can we have a quick moment of silence here as we go to commercial in memory of Gary Bentonhausen? Rest in peace, and we'll be right back with some more USAC Unleashed Radio right after this commercial break. Hey racers, are you struggling with your shock package in your quarter midget, micro, midget, sprint, or super modified? Then check out Infinity Shock. Infinity Shocks has the latest available technology and is ahead of the market today with their Infinitune isolation piston. Give Infinity Shocks a call today at 765-865-1073 and tell AJ that you want to join racers like Shane Cottle, Frank Flood, Steven Shabester, Robert Ballou, Shane Cockrum, and Thomas Mesrol in Victory Lane. Infinity Shocks, home of 300-plus A-Main wins in 2013, including 3 Golden Drillers from the Tulsa Shootout, the Donnie Ray Crawford Memorial, and the Oklahoma Micro Nationals, just to name a few. For personalized tech service, give AJ a call at Infinity Shocks at 765-865-1073. Don't be like the competition. Be the competition. Infinity Shocks.
6B Apparel gives you the winning look. At 6B Apparel, our award-winning design team gives your team style on or off the track. It's not too late to call 6B Apparel now. You could be the best-dressed crew at your next race or trade show. And for you smaller teams, 6B Apparel has no minimum on orders, so you can get the same look the big teams like Thur Motorsports, Lucas Oil Products, and more do at a great price. Call 6B Apparel now at 702-587-3313. That's 702-587-3313. Or log on to 6bapparel.com.
And now, back to the guy who gets his jollies taking telephoto pictures of large-chested women at the races without their knowledge. It's the Photo Man and Dirty Dan.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me, Photo Man. You're going to have to start sharing those pictures.
Shh.
All right, man. Let's get on with this show. And I'm telling you, I'm super excited. I haven't talked to this racer, this gasser is what he is, in a very, very long time, and I'm so happy that we got him on the USAC Unleashed show tonight. Mr. Bradley Sterrett, the bulldozer. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself, man?
Doing all right, man. It's been a long time since we talked.
Yeah, it has. I think the last time we talked was your other show you had going on.
Yeah, that other show we had going on. At any rate, man,
yeah.
Let's back it up for a minute. Bradley Ray Sterrett, where are you from? What do you race?
From Bloomington, Indiana, and recently now in a 410 non-wing sprint car.
Now, you haven't always been in a 410 wing sprint car, and I know this is a USAC-based show and a sprint car-based show, but I want to go back a little bit and talk to you about the modified days, and that's when I met you. It was when you was ripping around in a modified and making a bunch of noise. So what was some of the biggest differences going from the modified to the sprint car?
Yeah, I started racing modifieds when I was 15, and just started out there. My parents wouldn't let me in a sprint car. They said it was too dangerous, and so I ran modifieds for a while. And I actually kind of thank them now, because there are a lot of similarities from a mod to a sprint car. The motors are way better than what they used to be back in the early days when the guys were running the mod. You know, we had almost 700 horsepower in my modified, and we've got around 800, a little over 800 in the sprint car, so I think that's helped me transition. The sprint cars are definitely way faster, but, all that horsepower, I can kind of control it, I think. Big difference is your corner entries in a modified, you got to back them up so much. You're on a little bitty 10-inch tire, now you're on a big old 18-inch wide right rear, so you can really back that thing in there.
That's got to be the biggest difference to get used to, is how hard you got to run those sprints into the corners. But I want to. There's so much to talk to you about tonight. But you're in this champion contest, and you've made it down to like the final 15 out of 392 entries. So tell us a little bit about that and how people can go vote for you and really pound away at it, Bradley.
Yeah, I saw this contest last year. Bobby Pierce won it. It's a Champion Spark Plug sponsorship, and we entered the contest this year. There's 392 entries, and you can go to alwaysachampion.com, give us a vote. We're in the top 15, and we've already received a $5,000 sponsorship, and we're going for the $55,000 sponsorship, and we'll know, I believe, in 5 days whether or not we get that or not, and that'd be super. But I gotta actually give them a big shout out. They're giving back to the sport. Obviously, they're a pretty good. They probably make quite a bit of money and got to spend it. But I'm glad they're spending it and putting it back into the sport that we all love so much.
And you nailed something right there, Bradley. Champion, when they started this deal last year, and like I said, Bobby Pierce won it last year. And I know I've had a chance to talk to Bobby, and it made a huge difference for him as the season wore on and exposure. And I believe they stepped behind him this year with another sponsorship program. But what would it mean to your program, to your sprint car program, to be able to win that $50,000?
Yeah, it'd mean a lot. $55,000 is a lot. Probably get another motor, some financial stability throughout the year. We're a low budget race team. We race week to week, and tires and fuel and getting up and down the road is extremely expensive. And I obviously wouldn't spend all that. That'd be something that I'd use throughout the year and possibly next year too.
Now, a lot of people are going to laugh at you when you say 50,000 to get you through 2 seasons. But tell us a little bit about your organization and the team and who you're driving for and things like that.
Yeah, Bruce Lear, I gotta thank him a lot. If it weren't for him, I would have probably never been in a sprint car. He really went out on a limb for me and gave me a bunch of equipment, and he's a really good sponsor for me. And just trying to further my career, I guess. I'm going to be running for Mickey Smith a little bit this year too on a limited schedule, so that'll help us out. We only have one engine, and you can only run about 25 to 39ths on that, and then you're pretty well done. Your motor builders don't want to see them come in with 40 races on them. They got a lot of work to do.
that just puts them behind the 8 ball, don't it? Now, you mentioned Bruce went out on a limb and put you in a sprint car and gave you a tryout, but it kind of paid off, man. You were the 2013 Harf Rookie of the Year, and I believe you picked up a win in 2013. So what was your mindset going into this year after the success that you had in your rookie year?
It was good. We didn't get a win. We were close. We had a second and a bunch of top fives, but it was good. We set some goals at the beginning of the year to start and finish the year with the same race car, and we did that. I never got on my lid, so that was a positive. To run top 5 in Midwest Sprint Car Series points, and we ended up finishing 3rd in their series, and then we wanted to get their Rookie of the Year, and we accomplished that as well. And like you said, the Harf Rookie of the Year too. So we had a good year. We only got to run 27 nights. There were some rainouts in there, but I learned a lot. We were racing the MSCS series, and we hit a couple USAC shows, and you got to run with the big dogs to learn from the best.
Now, you said you didn't win, and I guess we're talking about feature wins, but I'm going to break it down a little further than that. And on one of the Jack/TV shows on MAV TV, you did pick up a heat win down at Hopstack, correct?
Yeah, we had a handful of heat race wins. I think 7 or 8 heat race wins. We were good with those. I think I had some beginner's luck. We started on the front row a lot, but you still got to finish those races. I had some heavy hitters behind me, but we were definitely a threat there towards the end of the year.
I'm looking forward to seeing how you're doing this year, and I really hope that you get some sponsorship money come in, or the champion deal works out for you to where you can run some more races and a full schedule. And looking into 2014, how many races do you think you're going to be able to run?
Well, I know MSCS has 18, and then we're going to try to hit as many USAC shows as we possibly can as well. And then, that limited schedule with Mickey, I'm hoping with the sprint car to be around 40 races between the two. That'd be awesome. And then I may hit a few shows in the modified. I just don't like sitting at home. So in 2012, we ran 53 times, and then come to 2013 and run 27. I was twiddling my thumbs quite a bit.
Now, I owe you big time, man. This is a little personal story between me and you, but when I found out you were running for Bruce Lear and you got the cars and everything, you had a sprint car hood shipped down to Florida to me, and I want you to know I still have that thing.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I need to get one from you now.
Yeah, maybe I'll wreck or something, and you can have it.
Okay, I don't want you to do that. I'll just take a rock guard or something like that.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, man. I believe Photo Man's got some questions for you real quick, Bradley.
Okay.
Yeah, Bradley. Hey, one of our staple questions here on the show has really kind of been what do you prefer? Is it the dry slick race tracks or those hammer down tacky fast tracks?
When I first got in a sprint car, I liked it dry and slick, but now I like it hammer down. It was a learning curve, and in the modifieds, I like the big cushion and just to be able to run it. It's really boring to me to bottom feed around a racetrack and slick. I like to get the elbows up and run as hard as I can. That's kind of more my driving style.
Yeah, and I know, what is, around here in Indiana, there's so many racetracks to choose from and stuff like that, but what has been your most favorite racetrack to race at so far?
Obviously the racetracks that are your favorite are the ones that you do well at, and although I didn't get to run Bloomington much last year, that's my backyard, and I got a big fan base there. So I'd have to say, Bloomington is definitely up top, and I really enjoy Hobstadt too. The way the layout of the racetrack is, and those are probably the top two favorite, I'd have to say.
Yeah, and I know, we really look forward to getting down there and seeing you run a lot this year. And, we're definitely going to keep an eye on you, and we're definitely pulling for you in the champion contest. So make sure everybody get out there and vote for Bradley, and let's get him some money. Let's get him out there racing. And, Bradley, what's some contact info that, if people want to get a hold of you personally, that they can get a hold of you at?
You can get a hold of me on Facebook. I've got a Facebook page. I've got a Twitter page. It's Bulldozin90. I don't know how to. You have to. It's Bull_Dozin_90, and then my email is bsterrett. You have to STERRETT90@gmail.com. And at the racetrack, I'm a pretty sociable guy. I until I get my helmet on, I'm pretty happy-go-lucky. I jack around quite a bit, so I like to encounter with my fans. If it weren't for all the fans that go to the races and watch us, they're the ones who make these racetracks the money where they can put the shows on. If it weren't for them, these racetracks would be shutting down, and it's sad because a lot of them are.
Yeah, for sure. So everybody, make sure you get out and check out Bradley Sterrett. I'm sure it won't be the last time we have him on. And Bradley, we thank you for being on, and we're going to get out of here, and we're going to go to a commercial break.
Got a high-performance racing engine? Then pushing these engines to the limit often sacrifices reliability. ProGlide Coatings will let your oil do its job to the best of its ability. By reducing friction on the rotating assembly in your engine, reliability can be restored. Applying ProGlide Coatings to internal parts, main and rod bearings, cranks, cams, pistons, rings, and even cylinders will improve reliability as well as add unimaginable performance. Reducing metal-to-metal contact with ProGlide Coatings can have profound results, making your engine not only perform better, but give you or your engine builder peace of mind. For more information about these or our industrial applications, go to www.proglidecoatings.com or to call at 570-204-2544.
Hey racers, are you looking for an edge in your training program to put you over the top? Well, check out Racer's Edge Supplements. Racer's Edge Supplements are the best racing supplements in the business. Whether you need more energy to get you through your day, better concentration, or a weight loss supplement that will help you get lighter and go faster, Racer's Edge Supplements is what you need. With 9 products currently available and more on the way, Racer's Edge Supplements will be all you need to get you through your season. Visit us online at racersedgesupplements.com. That's racersedgesupplements.com. Racer's Edge Supplements, the edge you need to get you to victory lane.
And now, back to the guy that would rather watch General Hospital than NASCAR, the Photo Man and Dirty Dan.
Man, anything's got to be better than NASCAR, right, Dirty Dan?
I have to agree here lately, man. Them message boards on Facebook tear me up over that NASCAR.
Oh, man. Well, we don't have to worry about any NASCAR with this next guest. It's Pryor, Oklahoma's own, the legendary Frank Flood. Frankie, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. Rich, how about you?
I'm doing good. I had to get that legendary in there because I know that you're a pretty big deal back there in Oklahoma.
Oh, maybe what you hear, but that ain't a true story.
You didn't have a bad year last year, man. Let's tell everybody about how you did and what you raced and how well you did last year.
Man, I gotta admit, it's probably the best year I've ever had. I mean, it was definitely a fairy tale year. I ended up bringing home 37 wins, 4 championships, and then got 2 golden drillers just here in January. I run 96 races. I got to be blessed about that, and I mainly ran just micros. Had a few I had to ran the Chili Bowl. Didn't have the best of luck there, but that happens every now and then. So, but it was pretty stellar. I mean, I'd definitely love to do it again.
Yeah, those are definitely years that you love to see come along, and you definitely had a great one. And I mean, everybody from probably Oklahoma to all the way out in here in Indiana, I know we were talking about you every weekend. Like, man, that Frank Flood picked up another one.
Yeah, I was just as shocked as everybody else, man.
Now, you kind of teamed up with a new car owner situation and all that last year, and let's talk about that. Who are you driving for out there?
I'm actually driving for Mike Ross. He ended up buying Sawyer chassis out here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And That's been the biggest blessing in my racing career ever. I was struggling along week to week with my little 10-foot open trailer, the tail tank hanging off, get going week to week, and then I ended up just helping the guy pit next to me, and it ended up being Mike, and he called me one day and just asked if I'd like to drive his brand new car he'd bought, and it kind of went from there, and the story took off like a jet plane, I guess.
Yeah, and it definitely showed with the success you had, and going back to like the shootout, you picked up 2 golden drillers there, and you didn't just pick these things up from the front row like a lot of guys in the past have or anything. You kind of started a little deep and picked these up there, Frankie.
Yeah, that was kind of the shocker. I mean, I hardly run much non-wing, so I kind of wrote myself off on the non-wing deal. I was just doing it for fun. Really thought I had a pretty solid shot in A-class, and then after my heat race in Outlaw, I'd kind of wrote myself off that, man, start deep in the field, cream of the crop, I got to pass, and it just kind of seemed like all the ducks fell in a row and the seas parted, and I just got to drive right through there.
Yeah, and picking up 2 golden drillers, that's pretty amazing to pull off in one night. And, you got talked about a lot on the broadcast, and a lot of that talk was coming from you kind of have a unique thing you do when you like to get out front, don't you?
Yeah, that's I guess I'm going to have to cut back on that as much as that's starting to get noticed. I flip the shield up, and I just tell everybody it's for, a little bit of vent some air through there, but I'm not quite sure why I do it either. I mean, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, you definitely, I noticed it a couple years ago when I was over there in Illinois watching the 66 and picked up on it and stuff like that. And, then going into this year's Chili Bowl, I think, somebody kind of caught wind of you doing it too. And I think old Mr. Hahn came down and gave you a little tongue lashing over it, didn't he?
Yeah, see, the story I'm going to start telling everybody is I keep that shield up for you photographers, That's what it is. I mean, I knew Rich was out there with the camera, and I had to give him something to shoot at because I wasn't fast enough to get the picture taken. But, no, yeah, Emmett come down there, and, I was driving for the Hard 8 team, and they had Blake on the roster, and Emmett come down and kind of had a little talk with me and pulled me off to the side and told me it'd be best if I just left that shield down that whole week. So
yeah,
I tend to listen to the man on top.
Yeah, he's probably a pretty good one to listen to when he says what needs to be done. And
yeah,
you did have some hard luck. You ended up getting upside down and stuff like that. But I mean, you got in the car, and you went out and won a heat race. I mean,
yeah,
a heat race might not sound like much on a week-to-week show, but the biggest race of the year and against some of the most stout competition, that had to be pretty fun to do.
Oh yeah, that was exciting enough as it was. I mean, that's, and it wasn't bad enough that I hadn't drove a midget in 4 years, and then on top of that, I got thrown in that car that Monday morning after Blake Hahn had his incident and broke his elbow. I was supposed to be driving the Maxim car that Harley White was driving, and that was the car I'd actually, gotten my seat in, gotten comfortable with, made some rounds with it. And then, Monday morning practice, it's, hey, you're jumping in this car. So it was kind of a different whirlwind for me. Even just jumping in one, it was just another little hoop to jump through, but I guess I wouldn't know any other way.
Well, and you did a great job with it. And, with 2014 now coming up, I know you were out practicing tonight and all that. Let's talk about your plans for that, and then let's get your sponsors in there and let everybody know who kind of helps you out.
Well, like you say, I'm out at practice. I'm actually trying out some new shocks that AJ over at Infinity has sent me. I'm pretty excited about it. It's not really nothing off the wall, but it's definitely going to be some game-changing stuff that I'm pretty excited for. And then, as always, I got Brady Morgan over at Metric Cycles. Tim Engler's come on board for 2014 with Engler Injection. And then I've also got Outlaw Wings and Kaiser Wheels on there. And it's Sawyer Chassis, like I say, they've been there. And then I've also got Schoenfield Headers. And, I can't thank those guys enough for all the support they give me. And the bad part is I know I'm leaving people out, and I just can't think about who I'm leaving out, but that's going to have to be my bad. I guess everybody's going to have to go to my Facebook page to find out the rest of that story.
Well, yeah, and let's give everybody, your contact information, your Facebook and all that to get a hold of you.
Facebook, that's going to be really the easiest way to get a hold of me.
We'll make sure we get you on here probably later in the year and check up with you. I really appreciate having you on. You're always fun to be around.
Oh, man, I'm looking forward to coming out there and hanging out with you again.
Yeah, for sure. That was Frank Flood, everybody, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Ever wonder what keeps the USAC Unleashed radio team fired up besides our passion for racing? Crack open a can of the best tasting energy drink on earth, Liquid Nitro. Liquid Nitro products are infused with nothing but the finest ingredients, including 3 herbs and 2 B vitamins to give you the best quality energy drink your body can handle. Liquid Nitro Regular, Liquid Nitro Low Carb, and Liquid Nitro Tropical Storm energy drinks contain a blend of herbs and vitamins that produce clean energy without the crash or aftertaste and without those harmful side effects. Also, check out their line of Liquid Nitro Shooters, a 3-ounce exotic berry-flavored energy shot that tantalizes your taste buds. And hey guys, you might be interested in their Liquid Nitro Fuel for Passion. It's an all-natural energy shot with a proprietary blend that helps us men feel, well, more productive. Check out their Facebook page at Liquid Nitro Beverages Midwest or their website at nitrobeverages.com. Real energy, no bull. Liquid Nitro.
6B Apparel gives you the winning look. At 6B Apparel, our award-winning design team gives your team style on or off the track. It's not too late to call 6B Apparel now. You could be the best-dressed crew at your next race or trade show. And for you smaller teams, 6B Apparel has no minimum on orders, so you can get the same look the big teams like Feld Motorsports, Lucas Oil Products, and more do at a great price. Call 6B Apparel now at 702-587-3313. That's 702-587-3313. Or log on to 6bapparel.com.
I'm afraid to wash my hair, 'cause I might open my eyes and find someone standing there.
And now, back to the guy that takes more pictures of the girls in the stands than he does race cars on the track. It's the Photo Man and Dirty Dan.
There's always feel like somebody's watching me. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back live, are we?
I feel like I'm getting thrown under the bus this weekend.
I think you are, man. Bob's man, he's nailing you hard on these re-entries tonight, Photo Man.
Yeah, he is.
Or maybe it's just because I haven't sent him the ones with Dirty Dan yet.
That would not surprise me one bit.
We got to get some made up for Tommy Lee over there too. But
Oh,
at
God,
any
no.
rate, at any rate, man, we have our next guest on the phone with us, and this is another cat that I haven't talked to in a long time that I'm excited about talking to. Tyler Sunshine Courtney. How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're all jacked up on liquid nitro tonight, my man. Hey, man, it's been a long time since we got to talk. I haven't talked to you since Atomic Speedway, and we're going to talk about that night over there because it was a big night for you. But real quick, for the rookie stripers out there, where are you from and what do you race, Tyler?
From Indianapolis, Indiana, and I race anything.
That's the truth, too, man. You'll get in and wheel anything. But what are you looking? What's the schedule in 2014 here, buddy? I know you jump around from car to car and things like that, but you running a USAC schedule? What's going on, man?
It's still getting ironed out, but if everything comes together, I'll USAC, some stuff with Danny over there in the OVSCA stuff, some more ASCS 360 stuff down south, and then USAC midget competition with the Wilkie team, and a little bit of local stuff with my own car. But like I said, stuff's still getting ironed out with the USAC sprint car stuff and that region with the 410 sprint cars. I'm still working on all that, but I definitely got a couple more races down south with the 360 ASCS car, and then I'm going to start out in April here at the Grand Prix with the Wilkie team.
Right on, man. It sounds like you got a lot of things in the works. I can't wait to hear about it. Make sure to give us a call when you get some of that worked out. But you were the 2013 USAC Sprint Car Rookie of the Year. What's that meant for you in the off season and trying to line up rides moving into 2014?
It definitely didn't hurt. Like I said, it definitely didn't hurt. It definitely opened a lot of eyes for people to kind of notice me more. In the sprint car world, it took a lot of time and effort and stuff like that last year, but it was definitely worth it. I can't really say right now, but it's definitely put me in a position to work with a team to try and get something going for this year to do a little bit of everything: USAC, wing, non-wing, 410, 360, which hopefully I can announce that stuff later on here in the week.
Well, let's delve into that a little bit. You mentioned that you're running the 360s and the wing stuff and the non-wing stuff. Which is your preference? Do you like the wing or do you like the non-wing stuff?
Everyone always asks that, but I can't really tell you a favorite. They're two different animals. They both have their perks. Non-wing's definitely one of the rawest sprint cars you can get in, but then you get in a 410 wing car and it's ridiculously fast. They're two different sides of the spectrum.
Well, let's dig a little deeper there then, Tyler. Going back to Atomic, I was able to come over there and actually witness what took place over there. We got rained out the first night, and then you picked up a win in Danny Smith's winged 410 over there at Atomic Speedway. But I remember the look on your face, man, and we sat down for the pre-race show interview and knocked that out and everything. But we got a chance to talk in the pits quite a bit, and you were pretty nervous that night. I mean, you were calm, cool, and collected, but you could tell you were really thinking about things. That was your first time in that winged 410, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely, I always say if you're not nervous, you don't care about it enough. And it was definitely a new thing for me, and I wasn't sure about it yet. And but no, once I got that first outlet session out of the way and I started getting stuff figured out, it was a lot less nerve-wracking after that.
You know, I know this. You know, the look on your face when you won that race, and how surprised you were at yourself. But honestly, Tyler, there wasn't a whole lot of people in the sport that was surprised that you picked up a win that quick. Do you find that? I mean, what's that? How's that make you feel? What do you think about when you think, that people think that highly of your talent?
It's definitely humbling, but you can't. I got to keep myself level-headed, and I can't get too deep into that stuff because I know I still got a lot of work to do to be where I want to be, and I know I got a lot of work to be where people think I should be. So it's just one of those things where I feel like I got a lot of work to do.
Now, you got a chance to run for one of our show sponsors and a personal friend of mine, Noah Enos, at Shell Shock out at the Chili Bowl. You carried the Shell Shock collars. Tell me about your weekend there.
That was a very up and down weekend. Just like racing is in its entirety. Racing is probably the most humbling sports. But down there we won every time we were on the track. We won our heat race, and we won our qualifier, and we were starting fourth in the feature on our prelim night, and just gotten past Zach Dom for third on lap 3. And the crank trigger on the motor gave up, and that ended our night and put us in the D main. So we went from the highest to highs to the lowest to lows. I was watching on the pay-per-views. Obviously, Photo Man was out there watching you, so I was jealous. But I was watching on the pay-per-views, and you're right, it was definitely yo-yo kind of week for you out there. I want to ask you something that I'm sure a lot of people out there want to know. Sunshine, where'd the nickname come from, and how'd you get it? You guys can thank Brian Clausen for that. I worked for his team in 2010 and 11, working on his sprint cars and midgets and stuff like that. And I ran the Chili Bowl for him in 2011. And throughout that summer leading up to that Chili Bowl, they've been calling me Sunshine from the movie Remember the Titans because I resembled the main character. And when I showed up to run the Chili Bowl for them down there, they had it on my nameplate, Sunshine. And then ever since then, everyone has just gone by that because that's what was on the nameplate. It wasn't my last name. It was Sunshine. Everybody's like, well, who's Sunshine? And then so I just kind of took it and ran with it, and it stuck. So I think it could be worse, but it is what it is.
No, I don't see anything wrong with it, and I think it kind of fits you. As I've told you this before. You remind me of a surfer guy, in California, with your blonde hair and things like that. So I think the nickname fits perfectly. But what was it like? What's it like working with somebody like BC and helping you learn the ropes and coming up? Now, I know your family is heavily involved with racing, so racing's not like it's an outside deal for you, coming up and growing up. But being able to work with somebody like BC, what's that been like?
Oh, definitely a very, very cool experience. Just going to the racetrack with, I mean, I would argue one of the best midget drivers in the history of midget racing. And he's also not very bad in a sprint car either. But no, just being around that and being around that atmosphere and being able to be with him and asking questions about why he did this and that on the racetrack, it definitely helped my learning curve through the midget and sprint car ranks. And yeah, it was a very, very cool experience.
Yeah, and Dan hit on, your family's really involved in racing, and I can remember meeting, two little blonde-head kids at the racetrack running micros, and your family does have a pretty extensive history, and you guys have kind of grown up racing together, and now you kind of going your own ways and doing your own things. I know Taylor wrenches for Tracy Hines. What's it like to grow up racing and being so close, and now you guys are all kind of out doing your own thing?
No, I couldn't tell you how any other people live. I don't. I grew up around racing my whole life. My grandparents owned Putnamville Speedway for 16 years, and after that, I went to races with my dad and watched him run dwarf cars and mod lights. And then when me and my brother turned 7 years old, we were running quarter minutes every weekend, and we've been racing every weekend the last 13 years. So it's definitely, when you talk to other families about it, they're like, I can't believe you guys do that. And it's life to us. It's normal. But yeah, we've grown a little bit apart. I mean, we still live at home, so we come home and see each other every night. But he's doing his thing, and I'm doing my thing, and it's just it's working out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody thinks we're crazy for what we do, and I'm like you. I don't know any other way to live. It's like everybody else is just crazy.
Yeah.
Coming up, planning on getting back in the car for No Way Out 40 in Lawrenceburg, maybe?
I'm still working that out. I have a couple options for the No Way Out 40, and then I got at least one option for the Lawrenceburg race. But and like I said, hopefully I can announce those things by the end of the week. But I'm still ironing those things out, and it's coming on slowly, a little slower than I'd like it to, but that's how it goes. Yeah,
and I know it's hard to get plans put together and stuff like that. And what are your contacts out there that if there's a sponsor out there that wants to help you kind of get the ball rolling here, where can people get a hold of you at?
Easiest way is my phone number, but I don't. But now Facebook is just Tyler Courtney, and then my Twitter is Ty Courtney 23. And then, but no, yeah, those are the two easiest ways to get a hold of me, or my email, tylercourtney23@AOL.com. Any way is the best way, and then, but yeah. I'm always looking for sponsorship. It always helps.
Yeah, and any way it takes to get a hold of this guy, get a hold of him, get him some money. He's a hard-working kid. He's a great kid and a great gasser. It's been fun having you on, Tyler, and I can't wait to see you at the racetrack this summer, and we'll hopefully catch up with you down the road.
No, I appreciate you guys' time. I appreciate what you guys do. It definitely helps out us get out there a lot more than what we can ourselves. So we appreciate what you guys do for us.
Well, thank you. And everybody, that was Tyler Courtney, and we're going to get back with some commercials, and we'll be right back with Shane Cockrum.
Hey, racers. You know the amount of time and effort you put in at the shop getting your bullet ready to do battle is huge. Shouldn't the way you look when you climb out of that sick-looking ride in victory lane be just as important? Well, hell yeah, it should. Turn Noah's Shell Shock Custom Helmet Painting loose on a custom lid designed just for you. Join the Shell Shock list of racers like Ryan Briscoe, Joey Saldana, Christopher Bell, Matt Crafton, Bud Kading, Dominic Selzy, Kenny Rutz, Spud Allen, Joey Coulter, and many, many more. Go to www.shellshockpaint.com or give them a call at 704-929-8545 and join the Shell Shock list of champions today. Follow Shell Shock on Twitter at Shell Shock Co. and be sure to check out the full Shell Shock gallery on Facebook at Shell Shock. And remember, only the best wear the SS.
Got a high-performance racing engine? then you know pushing these engines to the limit often sacrifices reliability. ProGlide Coatings will let your oil do its job to the best of its ability. By reducing friction on the rotating assembly in your engine, reliability can be restored. Applying ProGlide Coatings to internal parts, main and rod bearings, cranks, cams, pistons, rings, and even cylinders will improve reliability as well as add unimaginable performance. Reducing metal-to-metal contact with ProGlide Coatings can have profound results, making your engine not only perform better, but give you or your engine builder peace of mind. For more information about these or our industrial applications, go to www.proglidecoatings.com or to call at 570-204-2544. And now, back to the guys who think big wings are for people who have little, torsion bars, Dirty Dan and the Photo Man.
I like that one, Photo Man. Just yup, right?
That just puts out a big yup.
I'm with you, man. What we got going on, Photo Man?
Man, I'm excited. Our next guest is he's kind of a jack of all trades. He runs a bunch of different race cars, and that is Shane Cockrum. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, pretty good, guys. How you doing? I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this all week. Getting to talk to you and having you on the show and kind of giving you a hard time about a few things.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor to be on here. I tell you what, it's my favorite show, if I can say that, if that makes any points here. So.
Well, and like I said, you do run a lot of different cars, and let's just start off by telling everybody where you're from and all the different stuff that you do drive, Shane.
Yeah, you probably said it. I guess you could sort of consider me a jack of all trades. I think as it's went on, kind of mimicking a lot of other good racers. I think that a lot of them have become very versatile, and through my career, I've tried to do that, and I think it's helped me a bunch. Of course, obviously, I'm from Benton, Illinois, which in this part of the country is pretty big stock car country. Illinois is really stock car, late model type, and of course you get into Indiana, it really gets open wheel. So, we started when I was 14, kind of got a late start, started running stock car stuff, kind of went straight into full-size cars, and, did that off and on, played football, all the sports, and, it really wasn't until the last few years that I've really made a concentrated effort to try to become a race car driver, if you could say, and, I kind of, my heart was always in open wheel racing, and, my father, he was a past track champion at Lawrenceburg and Hobstadt, and, in the sprint cars, and, so, we kind of did, like I said, we always paid a lot of attention to the open wheel stuff, but, we had to go stock car, and, we had a lot of success. We were like the 08 Missouri State UMP Pro Late Model champion, and, I just, like I said, my heart's in open wheel. I had to go. I didn't have a choice,
Yeah, and you've teamed up with a pretty good team this year, I think, especially, being your USAC sprint car rookie season. And let's talk about your car owner, Shane Wade.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll tell you what, let me first off say that I think you have to be surrounded by great people in this business, and I've been very, very fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of great people. I can't say that, I think that they've all been a big part of my career. As far as the sprint cars and midgets go, I mean, Shane Wade, of course, his grandfather being Chuck Amati, and Chuck and my dad, in our area really being, the arch nemesis rivals, I think it was natural that we probably got together, and, Shane's a super good dude. I mean, he gives me everything, that I need. We kind of got together, and, I told him, what I'd like to do, and, he had a lot of success, obviously, last year with John Stambro, and we got together, and, he really felt like he had been watching me and thought that maybe, it was about time for a breakout, and, I really, I've always done low budget, and, I've really wanted to get with him, and, and I think it's going to be a great combination. He's one of those guys that I think his desire to win is probably equal to mine, if not more. He works super hard to put all the pieces together, and he's just one of those guys that, gets the most out of his people. And, I think every time I race for him, I seem to find that I've really got the most out of myself, which is very cool.
Yeah, and you guys, I watched you down there at Ocala, first night out with the sprint car together, and you guys ran a lot of practice laps, and you got better, as the weekend went. And I thought you guys made a lot of progress, even fifth quick on night two, which is pretty awesome. So let's talk about Ocala some. How did did it work out for you, and how was it, your first time out in the sprint car?
Yeah, obviously the sprint car stuff's a whole lot different than what I've been running. Like the guys have told me, between midgets and Silver Crown, sprint cars have to fall somewhere in the middle. And, it sort of did. It's a little change, but, we went down to Ocala. We had an open mind. We knew that, we wasn't going out there expecting to win, but at the same time, we felt like we could be very competitive. Wednesday practice, Thursday, just really never could quite get comfortable in the car. We did a lot of little things, changed some things, and, really for the most part, just tried to get some laps. And, we kind of threw Thursday out, let it be. I mean, we had like top 20 qualifying and finished top 20, but, really wasn't nothing to write home about. And of course for Saturday, we made a few changes, and, in this business, it's all about driver comfort. So, I think once we got the car settled where we wanted, we went out there and made, I think fourth, fifth quick lap. Just barely missed making it through our heat race. Sort of a driver stupid air for, kind of passing the pace truck on the way out. So, we we kind of learned from that mistake, and we didn't quite make it through there, but we did have a pretty good semi. I think we ended up letting Tracy get around us there late, and that kind of started us seventh, which unfortunately, because if we had made it through our heat race, we'd have probably started our first ever, or our second ever USAC sprint car race on the front row, which would have been pretty cool. But we jumped in the top five and stayed there for a good little while. It was unfortunate. The track was really racy, and we ended up getting into it with Darlin there about halfway through, and it kind of jumped up out of the cushion and ended up killing it. So, but it's a racing deal. We'll be back.
Yeah, and like I said, first weekend out, I thought you guys did great. You improved every time. You leave there 15th in points. There's some wiggle room to get better there. You're second in the rookie battle, and there's a lot of good rookies this year. And is it your ambition to run for that rookie of the title this year?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to run the whole schedule. I really thought we were, there at Ocala, as far as speed-wise, I felt like we were probably the best rookie. Coming after the, out of it, we didn't end up, on top there in the rookie standings. But, it's a long season. I think as the races go on, we're really probably going to come into our comfort, level. And, I foresee, I'm sure hoping for a rookie of the year. I think it'd mean a lot, to have, a rookie status. And I don't know, 32 years old, maybe the oldest USAC rookie, who knows?
Now, Shane, I met you over on the USAC Silver Crown from beginning to today page over there, and they were giving you a hard time after Ocala about being the oldest rookie of the year contender this year. You want to say anything to them guys where they can't backtalk you right now?
Well, here's what I will say. I think in the past, we've put a lot of emphasis, at racing in general on, being 17, 18, 21 years old. And if you wasn't 21 with 4 championships, you wasn't going anywhere. But, I want to remind them guys, guys like one of the greats that just passed this week, Bettenhausen and Hewitt and those guys, just remind them, really where their glory days were. So I think at 32, we've got plenty of time to come up. And, I think anybody that argues with age better turn around and look at the guys like Tracy and Dave and, the guys that are still getting it done. So, that's the kind of guys we look up to, and, hope one day that we can be, sitting in shoes like that.
I agree with you 100%, Shane. Now, I do want to talk to you about, so we can throw them a bone over there on that page. We're trying to be friendly over there. So what's the Silver Crown plans for you this year?
Well, I think we're going to run the full USAC dirt schedule. We've been together since, I think, 2011, 2012 there with Hardy Boys Motorsports. Out of Central Illinois, and of course run Beast chassis and Foxco engines, and I think we're going to make a full effort to try to run all the dirt races this year. I think last year we kind of looked back and we only ran 4 shows, and had it been a dirt only schedule, we would have ran second in points. So I mean, I think we finished the year off with 3 top 5s, and I think we're going to stay with the same stuff, and really looking forward to doing the deal with them. There's some super guys, so.
Yeah, and you guys have really gotten better over there. I know there for a while it was tough to kind of finish some races and stuff like that, and then towards the end of last year, you guys were making some big strides over there on the Silver Crown side with the Hardys, and I really thought maybe you'd even have a shot to win that Du Quoin race, and it definitely looks like things are getting better over there, and it should be a good year for you this year.
Yeah, definitely. I won't go back and say that there wasn't some certain pieces that sure helped. The thing with the Hardy boys, Hardy, he's 74, 75 years old. He's got a mind of a 25-year-old kid. I mean, he's always thinking of ways to be faster, and with a guy like that, and then we brought on Levi, and Levi Jones. I mean, do we even have to go into talking about how good he is? I mean,
right.
I think Levi's been a super good fit, personality-wise with me. We kind of talk the same language, and his knowledge of race cars is amazing. And really it wasn't that we changed a lot on the race car. It was just more or less the fact that, that confidence issue, having him on the radio, being able to kind of, talk to me, keep me calm, or, when, to do the right things. And, he really, really stepped up our program, which I greatly appreciate.
Yeah, and definitely. And yeah, like you said, it can't hurt to have, somebody like a Levi Jones in your ear helping you through the races and stuff. Here coming up shortly, we got Lawrenceburg with the sprint cars, and then Terre Haute with the Silver Crown cars. It's going to make for kind of a busy weekend for you.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of busy weekends this year. It looks like. I think we're going to try to do the No Way Out, and then from there we're going to try to move on, obviously, to Lawrenceburg, and then to Terre Haute with the Silver Crown. And like I said, we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to run all the sprint, all the Silver Crown. We'll do, select midget stuff when we can, and, we're kind of tentatively scheduled right now to run 5 ARCA races also. So, I've got one sponsor that he fortunately has an airplane, which should make it, a whole lot easier to do, to commute back and forth. I think we'll have an interesting one, I think, there in July, where I think we're going to try to run Chicago with the ARCA car, and then somehow that race starts at like noon or 1, and somehow we're going to fly back and try to hit Hopstop that night. So there's been a lot of logistics and planning that we've had to go through to try to make this work.
Yeah, and as always, I mean, we run out of time again, and for sure we're going to have you back on, because you are going to run so much stuff this year, and we always look forward to having you. I look forward to talking to you, and we want to get out of here, but want to thank you for being on, Shane, and we'll look forward to seeing you this summer.
Absolutely. Would love to be back on, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I hope, just to end it, hope that we can get a lot of Silver Crown support, get guys bringing their cars back out and whatnot. And, I think it's a great series, and it really needs a push. We need to support the guys, like Bettenhausen and the Wards and Branson, Foyts, Gurney, Hewitt. I mean, all those guys, we need to, kind of show our respect for what they've created for us. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody get out and check out the races this weekend, and check out Shane Cockrum when you see him. And we're going to get out of here and go to commercial.
Walker Racing Promotions is a public relations team determined to grow and expand your name in the world of racing while guiding your image and car to the top. We use multiple different techniques, from press releases, social media pages, and websites, to boom your team or company ahead of the rest. Whether it be your normal race team wanting a sponsorship proposal or full-blown touring series needing PR help, Walker Racing Promotions can cover it all. Head to WalkerRacingPromotion.com to learn more on how you can expand your PR program with Walker Racing Promotions.
If you're a gearhead, you probably go online to those hot rod superstores, drooling over the chrome and speed goodies until you find just the right item for your muscle car, tuner car, truck. But what do you do when it comes to fixing the mom mobile? If you're like most do-it-yourselfers, you head to the strip mall parts store and talk to the "Do you want fries with that?" kid behind the counter. Hold on, Bunky. Did you stop to think where those chain stores are getting the parts that you're installing in the vehicle that's used to transport your family everywhere? They get the cheapest suppliers they can find to sell you the parts at bargain prices. Their limited lifetime warranties? What a joke. Remember the last time Mom's car broke down? You heard about that one for weeks. Don't take that chance again. Excelsior Racing has the quality parts you need for your family vehicle. Parts that you can install knowing you're getting the best for your family. Excelsior Racing. Quality parts, personalized service, affordable pricing, fast to you direct. Excelsior Racing. Online at excelsiorracing.com or call 502-909-2034.
You hear that? That's the sound of America's only sports car. That's right. It's a Corvette. But not just any Corvette. It's your Corvette. It's that who cares if there's traffic part of your day. And this can be you when you come to Cooper Corvettes. With 60 years of Corvettes to choose from, there's always a Corvette in your budget. And they'll service any Corvette you bring in. Cooper Corvettes on Route 1 just north of Quantico and Triangle. Call, click, or visit coopercorvettes.com.
And now, back to the two guys that think the three most important aspects of covering the race are barbecue, beer, and broads. It's Dirty Dan and the Photo Man.
Hey, now, there's no more to the covering the races than that, is there, Photo Man?
I'm always too busy taking pictures anyway.
All right. We got a lot to do in this close here, so we're going to get right at it, man. We need to thank all our sponsors, Walker Race Promotions. Get over there and check it out. Brian does some awesome website work, PR, all kinds of things for you. So check out Walker Race Promotions on Facebook or Walker Race Promotions, racingpromotion.com. Once again, ProGlide, there is that standing offer of 25% off your invoice with ProGlide. So get over to ProGlideCoatings.com, get your stuff ordered, talk to Chad, let him know you heard about it, ProGlide on the USAC Unleashed radio show, and he will give you 25% off your invoice, and that is the latest edge out there in racing. We got Racer's Edge. Man, I'm telling you, Steve, we got packages on the way, Rich. He's wanting us to lose some weight, man. So we're going to try this Racer's Edge stuff out. Get over to racersedge.com. Check out these packages, vitamins, mineral supplements, all kinds of stuff, man. racersedgesupplements.com. Shellshockpaint.com. Noah Enos at Shellshock. Man, you guys all know the cool work that he does. So get over there and support Shellshock. Our buddy Chris Boson at 6B Apparel. Get over and check him out for anything laminated, man. Crew shirts, tents, the whole 9 yards, man. 6bapparel.com. Finer Detail Graphics. They're doing our stickers for us, Rich, and you'll tell us a little more about that here in a second. And our newest sponsor, Infinity Shocks. Man, they're out of this world. If you want to win, don't be like the competition. Be the competition. And, of course, our buddies at Liquid Nitro, a lot of freebies for the fans and some shows coming up. Mr. TJ Crawford to Tommy Leah Racing, I believe you got some news for us, buddy.
Yeah, it looks like the Damian Gardner actually just kind of improved on his all-time win list at Paris, with picking up his 27th win for the CRA series. And in the USAC Indiana series, we've actually got some big stuff coming up with Michael Pickens coming all the way over the Big C from New Zealand to run the full USAC midget series at 4 points. So that's going to be really awesome to see him do, as well as don't forget to come check him out the 11th and 12th at the Kokomo Grand Prix. It's going to be the first time that you'll be able to see the midgets on dirt, and at an awesome track like Kokomo, you're not going to see a better show to start your year out.
That's some big news. Michael Pickens coming over. Photo Man, give me your final shout-outs and tell me a little more about this Finer Details, buddy.
Our stickers are going to be brought to us by Finer Details and Graphics from Todd Black up in Peru. I'd like to give a big shout out to him. Check him out or get a hold of us. We'll tell you how to get in touch with them. And make sure everybody checks out our website, www.usacunleashedradioshow.com.
That is correct. Mr. Steele, what do we got going on at PMN?
I'm just excited that you guys are cranking as well as you are, and congratulations on completion of your 6th show. We'll tell you more about PMN. It's real simple. Just go to PerformanceMotorsportsNetwork.com or Performance Motorsports Network at Facebook.com. Get all the information right there.
All kinds of mobile listening apps. And like Rich said, you can catch our archive shows on the website. No reason not to listen to this, man. We're bringing you some awesome guest lists, and we're here for you, the fans. And like I said, look for us at these tracks for some live events and some giveaways. We're going to have stickers. We're going to have liquid nitro. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. But as Bob said, our 6th show is in the can. This is USAC Unleashed Radio on the Performance Motorsports Network. I'm Dirty Dan, and for my sidekick, the Photo Man, the Tommy Leah Racing, and the Marlboro Man, Bob Steele, we are out of here.
USAC Unleashed is a copyrighted production of PerformanceMotorsportsNetwork.com, a member of the Scorpion Radio Group, Inc., and may not be rebroadcast, replicated, or saved in any media without the explicit written permission of PMN. Check out our Facebook page, USAC Unleashed radio show or our section on the PMN website. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of the management and ownership of either PMN or Scorpion Radio Group, Inc. Be listening next week as we rev it up with USAC Unleashed exclusively on the Performance Motorsports Network.